So there's only two rules here, and one is that when you talk to the microphone, either on the lectern or on the table. If you want to have drawings to be seen, this is broadcast on the local cable channel. You can put them on the table here. There's a camera that will show that, plus people in the audience can see it as well. And the second thing is please turn off your cell phones, okay? All right, so our first item is a continuation from last month's meeting. It's DRB-09-24, Cappy and Company. It's Cappy, oh, here comes one right here. Cappy and Company here.
Hello.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hi. Okay.
I still haven't called you. You're on the top of my list.
Okay, if you can just tell us who you are and show us what you got.
My name's Brian. I'm with Sign Studios, and I'm representing Cappy and Company. I have Joe here with me, and we're looking at two signs. One is a wall sign, and it's a three-dimensional wall sign. What it is, it's a substrate of aluminum. It's aluminum panel, and I actually made a sample for you guys just to actually touch it and feel it and look at it. And it has dimensional letters attached to the aluminum panel. The dimensional letters are painted gold. The panel is actually a black epoxy enamel.
Okay.
And this is the actual sign.
How deep are the letters, or how far do they project? Quarter
The
inch?
letters are an inch thick.
Oh, an inch thick?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, this is
The letters are stud mounted. They have stainless steel studs, and the studs actually go through the panel into the fascia of the wall.
okay.
And I'm just going to pass these out to you.
Okay.
Oh, great.
These are the letters.
Is the letter, is it a flat letter, or is it has the bevel to it? Okay. No, I mean like this or this?
So
Okay.
the actual type.
that's the typeface, isn't it? That's it. Okay.
I just brought that as a size.
Oh,
I think you told us what, sorry, what size is, what height are the letter, the two?
I believe they're 5 inches. 6 inches. 6 inches.
okay.
How does the letter adhere to the background? Is it just like this?
The letter adheres with the stud mount,
Studs, okay.
and the stainless steel stud actually goes right through the actual panel.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought the samples. It shows a lot better
Yes.
than,
And the smaller one is the actual color of the gold. It's a gold metallic flake.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay with that? Yeah, I think it looks nice.
okay, great.
Okay.
And this is how it's framed, right? Just the way we see it?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
okay. All right, so the wall sign.
I think
like
we're
that?
good with that, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so how about your monument sign?
And then the monument sign is just a .040 gauge aluminum. We looked at that the last time, and you said it was fine.
Yeah. I know we didn't like the black because but, you know, frankly, it looks better than the other things on there.
Absolutely.
So.
And it's probably the only sign that's in compliance.
Oh, you think? I don't know, maybe they're on the grandfather. I don't know about those guys.
Okay.
No chance that the rest of the sign could get repainted, is there?
You're just a tenant with these other people?
I'm just a tenant, I'll
Yeah.
try.
As
Who
a tenant, I
owns
would
the
certainly
sign?
want it to be repainted.
Yes, I have spoken to Dr. Stravides, the owner of the building, and said I think that sign needs to be totally repaired and so on. And I think when he sees what we're doing, 'cause I just said to Brian, I said, before you do anything, I'll contact him this week, and then hopefully we can get the sign up to
Yeah.
snuff.
That would look so much
Yeah,
better.
it would be
Do you know
nice.
if the other tenants are still there, if those three other tenants are in there?
They are.
They
They
are?
are.
Okay.
Yes.
Is the method of attachment there something that will unattach eventually?
Yes.
Because my guess is once you put it up there and the other people look at it, they're going to say, oh my God, I got to do something.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yes,
So you could take yours off, have him repaint the sign?
absolutely.
At no cost, right?
Okay.
He's-
Might as well.
Might as well throw that at him.
Any other comments?
No,
Okay.
Looks good.
that's great.
Do we have a motion?
All right, I approve I move that DRB 0924 be approved as presented this evening.
Great, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
Thank you.
Okay, moving along. This is interesting. The economy's turned around. We have 12 applicants tonight.
That's good.
We had 24 all year. Here we go. Okay, so the next two, but we will go in order, is DRB-0928 Clear Wireless LLC for 201 King of Prussia Road for a cell tower antenna. And then we'll follow up with the second
how are you
address,
today?
which is 1030 East Lancaster. Thank you.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, if you'll just introduce yourselves and tell us what you're up to.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Goldberg. I'm the attorney for the applicant tonight, Clear Wireless, and with me is Joseph Frega, who's an engineer. What I handed the board a minute ago represent two exhibits. One is a structural analysis showing that this site can structurally comply and that there are no issues whatsoever. Also, an EMF report showing that even with the additional equipment, there are no issues from electromagnetic frequency, and this site is within all applicable standards. What's being proposed tonight is the addition of one dish antenna. The dish is about 2 feet in diameter, I'm sorry, about 2 feet in height. That is it. That is all that is being proposed. There are not any panel antennas being proposed. The panel antennas that I'm sure the board is familiar with are typically about 4 to 5 feet in height. That's not what is being asked for tonight. Obviously, this particular site already has numerous panel antennas up there. And in order for Clear Wireless to have its network run efficiently and really for there not to be a gap in coverage in this portion of Radnor Township, this site is necessary. If you're unfamiliar with Clear Wireless, it is because it is an FCC licensed telecommunications company that will launch service probably later in the fall is what they're anticipating. So you have not seen any advertisement for it because they have not launched in this area yet.
And it's available to, is it retail or is it something, something?
It will be. It provides high-speed internet service. The one dish antenna will not increase the height of the existing structure. Rather, it's being mounted at a height of approximately 113 feet. Existing antennas already extend up to about a height of about 118 feet, 119 feet. So it is not going above the height of it. It is a number of only one antenna as opposed to, other carriers which are looking for 8, 9, 12 antennas.
Right.
There are no cabinets.
Okay.
And this is on the inboard side relative to the rear property line, obviously, right?
Yes. I mean, we have photo sims if the board wants to see them. I don't know if it would be required.
What building is this?
I know it as the Chilton Building, 201 King of Prussia Road. It's kind of how that's what I know.
Railroad tracks behind it? No.
That I'm not sure
Yeah, the
about.
railroad tracks on,
It's on this building.
yeah, I think they do. Okay, I know it. Mhm.
King of
Yeah,
Prussia
definitely.
Road.
Yeah,
See it here on-
yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, right, here's the site.
And
Okay.
then Archbishop Carroll.
So, it won't be seen,
And a train goes.
really?
Really, no.
Yeah.
No, it is about as innocuous a telecommunications site as you could humanly imagine.
Okay.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Any other questions? You good? I'd like to make a motion that DRB 0928 for Clear Wireless LLC at 201 King of Prussia Road be approved for the addition of one antenna as described.
Second? Second. All in favor? Okay, thank you. Now we'll move on to the same applicant, 1030 East Lancaster Avenue.
The concept for this is basically analogous to the one that we just went through before. In this particular case, what we're talking about adding would be a total of 3 of the panel antennas. However, what Clear Wireless is doing is replacing 3 of the panel antennas that are already up there. So the net result is 0 increase in panel antennas. As a matter of fact, the panel antennas that Clear Wireless is using for this site are smaller than the ones that are up there. So the overall height is a little smaller, and the overall number is a complete wash. The only difference between this site and the other one is the number of those 2-foot dish antennas we talked about. In this case, they need 4 of them to make this site viable as opposed to 1. But other than that, there's really no difference. Again, there are no cabinets being involved or anything like that. It's a building already used for existing telecommunications equipment.
Okay.
Okay, what building is this? I know everything by what building.
Okay, this is,
This is the
Big apartment building near McDonald's.
Oh,
The-
okay.
the
Do you
antenna-
presently have antennas on those buildings, on that building now?
there are numerous antennas over
Yes.
there, yes. Yes, it's the Radnor House condominium, or Radnor House Apartments.
Yeah, the huge one.
I guess I have a dumb
It's on the
technical
south side of
question.
Lancaster, is that what he said?
How come the antennas can't be grouped? Every carrier wants his own antenna?
Every carrier has to have their own antennas. The antennas for this company don't necessarily work for carrier X. Every carrier needs different antennas.
Okay.
So these new antennas are replacements, and they're going in the exact same location?
The 3 panel antennas, yes, the exact same location, just smaller.
And then where are the 4 new?
You can see on the drawings, they're basically getting mounted. If you can look to, try to zoom it out. You can see here.
Are they going on the corners?
Yeah, you can see right there, that corner over there.
So is this supposed to be one here?
Do you have a photo simulation of this?
Yes, we do.
Up before and after?
No, Chair, I don't see a pollution problem because we already have antennas all over that building now.
Right.
So we're just populating the rooftop with more antennas.
Right.
Before, after, and from the south, it's just not visible.
I couldn't tell you they were there. Okay. No,
So what I'm looking at here are antennas,
Before and
and, but not yours, is that?
Not
yeah,
correct.
Right.
It's already been shot at. I want stripes on mine.
Do you need this?
No, we're good.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Okay. Okay, you guys
more
okay with
questions?
this? All right, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that DRB 0929 for Clear Wireless LLC to be located at 1030 East Lancaster Avenue be approved for the installation of 3 panel and 4 parabolic antennas as proposed.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have another question. Sure. When will it stop? When, I mean, it's great for the antenna business, but
Well, and the reality is that it's also a factor of consumers' interest.
I see.
You know, the more people who use cell phones, the more minutes involved, et cetera. And that's actually a big,
Just an
big factor
educational
involved.
question for me.
Yeah,
Need the
I
next
mean,
technology platform.
Yeah.
it's also an issue in terms of the competitors. I mean, think about, I guess, 20 years ago when mobile phones first came into being. There were 2 choices. You really had, I guess, the old Comcast and Verizon, I think, were the only 2 in town.
Big bag phones.
The big bag phones, yes. As more carriers get into it, it impacts pricing, different services, et cetera. As people rely on them more, there's a greater need for them. As people, once upon a time, people were happy to have them for an emergency phone call 995. Now people get frustrated if they can't use it in every corner of their house.
We gave up our landline.
And
Yikes.
that's fairly
Are
typical.
you petitioning for an antenna on your house?
You're gonna have to come before us, Tony.
If you'll pay me $20,000 for the rest of my life, you can put all the antennas you want on my roof.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Okay.
night.
All right, thanks.
Night.
Okay, the 4th item on our agenda is DRB-09-30, Lewis Law Firm. This is 936 County Line Road in Bryn Mawr. Good evening.
Sure.
This is a sample.
And is this the depth of the sign too?
Yes.
Yes.
it is.
Okay. Let me pass that down.
Can you
See a
just
nice
introduce
car
yourselves, tell us who you
sign.
represent?
That's good.
Elmar Graphics, and we represent Lewis Law Firm.
Because you're both from the graphics company, okay. Okay, so why don't you tell us, now this is on county line, this is which side of county line? I'm trying to picture the building.
It's right down from the hospital.
Across from the hospital?
Yeah, if you're heading towards Bryn Mawr, it's on the right.
Oh, okay, south side, yeah.
Well, heading toward, you're in Bryn Mawr at that point, if you're heading
Well-
toward,
If you're heading towards Bryn Mawr Avenue.
oh, on the right, okay, all right. So near the birthing center and those things? Okay. All right, so why don't you tell us a little bit about, we see the materials, the size of the sign is,
66 inches high by 48 inches wide.
okay, 2 inches thick. How about the height of the letters, the LLF, do you know what that is?
Not off the top of my head, but I can scale it out for you if you like. It's probably, I think,
Maybe 8 or 9 inches.
8 or
9
9.
inches high.
Okay,
Oh, that, okay.
all right.
Oh, so how small, what size do you think the Lewis Law Firm letters are?
Lewis Law Firms are probably 4 to
4 to
5
5.
inches.
Okay.
Okay. So I think the area you're fine on, the height of the letters you're fine on. Do you guys
Now,
have comments?
The website's on there, is that okay on a wall sign?
On a wall sign, yes, I believe so, yes.
Well, I think we had a problem, Peggy, last,
We had a problem on a
We-
monument sign, right, Peggy?
It's not allowed on a monument sign.
Okay.
Or an awning.
So where do we actually have verbiage about websites or what's allowed on there?
But let me, hang on one second, let me just find a wall
Okay,
sign.
because I'm looking for wall sign.
Mike Giovanna, Twitter doc.
That'll be the day.
Wall signs, size, wall sign.
How was the color selection made?
The customer picked it.
Yeah.
It's 24 karat gold leaf
That's, yeah, the red part is
and
what I was.
burgundy.
Is that some part of their
Black.
color?
It just blended in well with the gray background of the building.
This is really, it's not.
And
It's not very
Like,
representative.
It doesn't blend in very well here, it just is kind
Yeah,
of.
this shows a
They're-
bright
they're-
red, but
This
it's
is the
really
color
burgundy.
Yeah,
Yes.
we made their original sign a few years
Oh, okay.
back, and it's a perpendicular sign, and it sits on a stone thing in front of that building right now, and it's so small that she doesn't get any visibility from it, which is why she wanted to get rid of that sign completely and go with the wall sign.
So this is an ongoing business, this is a new, just a
It's
new
been
sign
there
for an existing.
Yeah, no, they've been there for, when did we do that sign? Probably
5 years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
So the building is kind of gray stucco, and is it, what's the burgundy at the base? Is that brick or?
That's
burgundy?
brick.
So this will kind of be analogous to that, or maybe a little lighter?
Yeah, it's not a true red
Okay.
brick. That's more of a burgundy.
Is the brick and the stucco facade flush with each other?
The brick projects about an inch, and what we're gonna do is route out the back of the sign an inch so that
So it's like flush.
both sections of the wall fit flush to the back of the sign.
Okay.
So would you say that this red, you know, it's a little hard to interpret here, but you'd say it complements the?
It's much browner
except
than the
it's-
burgundy.
Is this the actual color or
Yeah,
no?
you'll see.
That is
No,
the,
it's not.
well,
Oh,
it's
okay.
What?
pretty close.
It's not this is not the red, she's
Oh, that's
saying,
not
just
the
the gold.
burgundy?
That's
Yeah.
an old
Yeah.
sample. that
Darker
we've
than
been
this, you're
around
saying?
is faded and the-
So it's
Yeah,
a,
the new
That's
color is
more
darker
vibrant.
than that.
Okay. Okay.
How many square feet?
5.5.
22.
yeah, 22.
22.
And you're allowed 25, right?
Well, up to 50. I don't know what their
Up to
frontage
50?
is, but it's a kind of narrow building, but they're good either way.
Yeah.
It's not allowed up to
50 square feet,
They're within their right.
depending on your width of your lot. Okay.
Is that the only sign?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And how are you attaching the sign with?
We're gonna put
Concealed?
stainless steel studs into the back of the sign and drill them into
Okay,
the wall.
because the sign code doesn't allow for exposed fasteners. You know
No.
that. Okay. All right.
well, I just have a question about the website, and I don't want to not make us think about it, but what do we do with the website? Does it actually, because remember we had that discussion last week, Peggy?
We did. I think that's why Matt went through all the applications prior to this week. And I think that's okay to be on there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, awnings and monument signs, it clearly says what can go on those. An awning can only be the name and the phone number.
Right, I
Okay,
believe
good.
it's.
That's what I
okay.
wanted to know.
But
Cindy,
wall
didn't
signs,
we
it doesn't,
deny that
it does not
Dennis
address what can go
last
on.
Yeah,
month?
we denied the website, but
On
his,
his
on his
sign?
monument sign, yeah.
On a monument sign.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
And that's correct.
Yeah, that was correct to
All
deny
right.
that.
But on a
I-
wall sign, it doesn't address
doesn't
what can
address
go on
All
there.
right.
So you're fine.
Good,
Okay?
all right.
I think that the shape of the sign and the positioning of the sign could be more harmonious with the building.
Her husband apparently did all the decorating on the building. He's very Art Nouveau, artsy,
Okay.
and that was, I believe, I went through.
Well, here's my,
these 14
I
styles.
guess the things that I see visually that bother me at least, is the curve against the panel above and the overlapping of the brick. And I'm wondering, did you consider doing something that kind of expands the look of that panel, which is obviously a very graphic thing on the
He did.
building?
He's very particular about what was there. That's probably at least the 12th drawing, and his wife finally took over after that. And
Well,
finalized the
regardless
design.
of the family politics, that.
Right. I understand.
Well, it keeps the rhythm of that arch window in the upper left, but there's a pediment next to it. See this? This is a-
Right.
Yeah, it's
Has
a
a
hodgepodge
Greek
of stuff.
pediment next to it, and this is, then you get an arch. So you got a number of different elements there.
Mhm.
Well, I agree with you, it's a little busy, but I don't think that we can demand a redesign. I don't think that's really within our,
Well, we could.
well,
Well,
we
it
can
is.
ask.
It is.
Yeah, we
We are
can
the
ask.
design review
But they
board.
can
It
come
is.
back with this again.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, I think there's a lot going on here. I mean,
Let me ask you this,
I like
because
the
they're not here
pillars here.
tonight, obviously.
Yeah.
If you went back to them and said that the board would like to see, either a pediment top or wider and less squat, how do you think the reaction's going to be?
I don't think it's going to be positive.
Going through, I should have brought all the drawings that I've went through
Yeah.
with them. I mean, this has been I started this in, I think, November with them, going back and forth with drawings.
Right.
this
And
was
we really
actually
could have picked
very-
any of the design elements that are currently on the front of the building for the sign,
Right.
be it the peak top of the door, or
Yeah,
the
I mean,
arch top of the
I
window,
agree with
or
you,
the,
but it's such a hodgepodge
I did do
for me.
drawings with all of them.
It's a carved sign,
Yeah.
not highway aluminum,
I know, we have things to be grateful for, it's not lit, it's not, And probably, without that sign there, that graphic element that's above it enhanced the building, but now they kind of compete with
And
each other, but,
The 24 karat gold leaf is just stunning when it's on there.
Can I come peel it off and sell it?
yeah, where's the door? I mean, I see, is it,
It's up the
I
staircase
believe their
on the
door
side.
enters from the,
They have the whole frontage,
Oh, the right-hand
right?
side.
Even though it says for rent.
it says for rent, but
have the
do they
I think
use,
that's an old picture, I don't think, is that right? Or are they on the second floor? They might be on the second floor,
okay.
Then who's downstairs?
I don't know. It may be a private residence, I'm not.
Yeah, it looks better without the sign.
And they're the owners of this building?
Yes.
God bless them.
Well, if the other inhabitant of that building is a business and they want a sign, it's going to create a bit of a problem getting a sign approved.
I can check, but there's no other signs there saying that that's a business, so
Mhm.
I don't think it's a business.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, if we come to it. Okay. All right, what do you think, folks?
Just have to approve it.
A reluctant motion?
A reluctant motion.
I make a motion, we approve DRB 09-30, Lewis Law Firm, carved sign, 936 County Line Road, Bryn Mawr.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, aye.
Opposed?
Aye. Okay, thank you. Good job. Okay, the next item on the agenda is DRB-09-31, EH Divine Insurance Company, 400 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Don Mercury Sign and Awning. And I'm here tonight representing my good friend Ed Devine and his mother Virginia Devine. Okay, what they've been the long time owners of the building, and they recently cut down the weeds and the grass right around the corner there on Lancaster Avenue, and Bryn Mawr Trust is right across the street from it. That corner across the street from the American Legion.
Next door, you mean?
Well, across the street from the American Legion and next door to Bryn Mawr Trust.
Okay.
So you're telling us it's on the north side?
Yeah, on the south side. On the south side.
Oh, it's on the south
Across
side.
from the VFW.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You said it was across from Bryn Mawr Trust, so I guess.
Next door.
Well, east side of Bryn Mawr
I got you.
Trust.
All right.
And what we have here is we want a replacement of a 4x4 aluminum sign that was, I guess, made maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Hasn't been working. It hasn't been lit. We're replacing that with a 30 square foot framed HDU two-sided sign, high density urethane, about 1.5 inches thick on both sides. There's a center post in between the framed sign that we're making that's now in that illuminated sign that's not working. But the two-sided sign that will have four carved MDO panels. In other words, the edges will be beveled. And on top of the HDU frame sign. The HDU frame sign will have a routed gold leaf border all around the edges and a plaque at the top that is carved, well, actually prismatic gold. What we're doing is we're taking a plaque and then we're putting a high-density urethane letter, individual letters, and we're putting 23 karat gold on there. So the whole thing will slide on top of the existing post, and you can see a side version which will be covered with .063 aluminum. So the entire thing will look green from the side.
It'll look green from the side.
Yeah, everything will be painted green, like a forest green.
Like the background on the sign.
Right.
So I'm just curious, you make a lot of signs for Radnor Township. Do you read the code, and do you talk to Matt or anything before you present a sign?
Yes.
Because you bring a lot of signs, and we have a lot of discussions about them.
Well, this we figured it was a slam dunk because it's carved, gold leaf, really beautiful sign. We worked on it for a couple months with the owners.
It's really nice looking.
It's a nice sign,
Who's
but
gonna
I
break
think
it
there's a
down?
technical question that's going to have to be addressed.
It's in a residentially zoned district, so it can't be this large.
This is something strange. Did you talk to Matt at all about this? He's on vacation, but
We
did you?
presented this as a 30 square foot sign.
Yeah, here's...
It's a smaller sign than the Bryn Mawr Trust sign next door.
Do you not count in the
Well,
money?
let me back up for a second. Let me just back up. Because,
Keep that in mind.
let me back up. Matt's not here, so he sent us the agenda, and he kind of made some notes on things, okay, this one looks good. And on this one, he said because it's in a residential zone, it's limited to 15 square feet. Now, however, when I'm reading the code, and you're right with Bryn Mawr Trust, it says signage for multifamily dwellings and residential developments. Or excuse me, in the section that signs in residential and similar districts. It addresses signs for estates, it addresses signs for multifamily dwellings, it would be like an apartment complex.
Which
It addresses, I'm in
C?
280-121, 280-121. It addresses real estate signs. It addresses development signs. And the one he seems to be citing is signage for multifamily dwellings and residential developments. This is not for a
No, but I
multifamily.
think what Matt has pointed out here is that this is an existing non-conforming use.
Because it's in a residential area, it has to follow.
But it's an existing non-conforming use, which
I think it's
means
got to go to
that you have the ability to replace with like kind without expanding the variance that's already granted by its existing non-conforming use.
Jim?
However, you can't expand upon the variance.
Okay.
So that means the first question is how many square feet of sign are on the present sign?
Well, I think the present sign is 4 by 4. It was made about 20 years ago.
Yeah, so 16.
I think, all right, I'll go with your numbers, but your new sign sits on the same base, and you're saying it's 60 inches wide, right?
It is
Oh, other.
5 feet wide, 5 feet wide by 72 inches high.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
And so the
I'll
current sign is
mention it.
a little bit less wide.
Yes.
35.
Okay, here, I'm sorry, Peggy just corrected me. You, and you're right, you are allowed in the residential zone, under signage for estates, farms, churches, recreation, and other permitted non-residential uses, and this would be a not permitted non-residential use, okay? You are limited to 15 square feet and 8 feet in height. So I think we all agree it's a great-looking sign, Dom, but I think we have to deny it and
Well,
go before the zoning hearing board.
If you start, there's got to be something wrong here, because I did the Remax balloon sign 10 years ago.
Good.
Yeah, and that was east of this. And across the street, there's
Educational services across the street or something like that?
Alana Salon that's 30 square feet across the street, and that was just put up a couple years ago.
Well, maybe
None of these buildings are residential.
Don,
I understand.
No, the
We're not
buildings are
saying-
residential. It's in a
But the
residential
zoning
neighborhood.
map
Divine
says
is on the corner
R.
of that residential area, right? They're further east. I'm just guessing. They're further east, and they're, I think, in a different zone to different area, right? That-
across the street is C3, I believe, yeah.
C3 is across the street.
I believe so.
From Divine. Isn't it behind them? Or is it?
No, if I don't recall those.
Every sign on that
zoning
street
map?
is bigger.
I understand, Dom, and I think you probably won't have any problem.
Right.
I think they're
go to
going to
zoning.
approve you, but we,
Zoning.
Who's going to approve me?
Zoning.
zoning hearing board.
I just don't understand, like, every sign on that street, to the left, to the right, across the street is 30 square feet.
Dom,
And they didn't go in front of the zoning.
We're getting a zone map to make sure that we're looking at the right zone.
Yeah, I think,
Let's first figure out how many square feet are in the sign that's up there. Is it 4 by 5 or 4 by 4? Or?
well, it's clearly stated on there 5 feet by 6 feet. That's 30 square feet, which on ground signs, you're allowed 30 square
the
feet.
existing sign.
Pardon me?
Michael's asking about the existing sign.
Oh, the existing sign is, it's 4 by 4. It's about,
All right,
it's 4 by 4.
16 square feet.
Yeah.
Does the base count?
No.
Okay, as long as you don't go above 8 feet.
The base counts in height, but not in square footage.
Yeah, the height on a ground sign, you're allowed 8 feet, and we took that into consideration. The brick base is 2 feet, so 6 and 2 is 8.
Well, you say 28 inches, you're actually 2'4".
Can we tell?
That's what I assume Matt is referring to.
Good luck trying to find your way
I
around.
can kind of find it.
Where's Route 30?
Is this 30? No, it's not.
South Aberdeen.
Oh, here it is, right here. This blue area.
Is it?
Which is this, right, R4?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and across the street is C3. Across the street is C3. It's a totally different zoning
And
district.
it's wrapped by C2. It's kind of a
And in fact,
C3.
I'm not sure where Pembroke is on the map.
Is Bryn Mawr Trust in the same district?
It's hard to say.
Hard to say. I just want to go on record to see if Bryn Mawr Trust went in front of the zoning hearing board
Yeah, they definitely did.
for their ground sign. Okay, I want to go on record to find out.
That's fine. Go on record, Dom. You know, you are ridiculously belligerent.
Well, you know, I don't appreciate that statement. I just made a
I don't
statement.
appreciate your presenting the way you're presenting. We have a sign code, and it's very explicit.
I just want to go on record to see if Bryn Mawr Trust went in front of the zoning hearing board for the ground sign.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
They
And you're
went for-
assuming the residential, and you're probably wrong.
They went for
Okay?
all their signage. 'cause it
Okay,
was
well,
too
you know,
high.
if you're right, you're
Okay,
right.
do we want to have a motion?
Well,
It's a beautiful sign.
I know, and you're
No one
probably going to get
argued that.
approved, Dom. That's not, it's just.
No, the issue is I don't want to spend $500 and wait another month.
Well, Dom, then you have to bring in the right signs in, you know? If Matt gives us these instructions and tells us this is what is excluded, then you didn't ask Matt, you know? We don't make up the rules. Last time you came in, you were difficult again because you wanted the signing code changed. You always come with
When
something.
I hand these signs in,
Dom, you brought that sign last week, and you know it wasn't approved with
All
the,
right.
with the website. You said, well, you should change the code. We can't change the code.
well, all I'm asking, if I bring this sign in, have the official take a look at it.
Then ask for it.
If they see something wrong right there, we should be alerted at that point.
Did
So
you ask
my
him to
customer
look
and
and
myself
ask?
don't have to wait 30 days.
Did you ask him to look? Did you ask?
You would have
That's
had
your
to have
job.
waited anyway, because you still would have had to go before the zoning hearing board. And you don't go before the zoning hearing board until you come to us. That's the way it works.
I know that. I understand that.
Right.
Well, then why
All right,
don't
if
you
you're
just do
telling
it
me
that
that
way?
you're going to deny this, I just want to go on record for all the other signs up and down the street to see if they went in front of the zoning hearing board.
Okay. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Across the street is C3. It doesn't have the same requirements. Okay? Thank you. You don't have a motion?
well, I think that we should make a motion that, based on the technicality of the zone, we're unable to approve the
Well,
sign.
that's the only issue. We
However,
like the sign,
That we
Don.
like the sign, and that we recommend that the ZBA give it a positive consideration. And I so move that.
I agree with that.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I just made it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Do we have a
Would you like me
second?
to make it in a different order?
No. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you.
That was for DRB 0931.
Okay. DRB-09-32, Blue Horse, for an awning at 118 East Lake Stratton.
Okay, which one's that?
Blue Horse.
Blue Horse. You know, it'd be nice, Dom, if your client's not here tonight, are they for Blue Horse or for the other one? Are either of your clients present for the?
Oh,
two
no, they're on
signs?
vacation.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't begrudge them the vacation, but it's a nice opportunity for them to say what their business is and, you know, tell people what we have looking forward to coming to town.
Well, their time is precious, and I appreciate that, and they do too, but they're on vacation.
Sure.
Okay, it looks like you are proposing an awning sign, an awning rather, with lettering on it. And it looks like it's going to cover the existing Blue Horse Boutique sign. Is that right?
Do you want us to do you want to explain it to us?
Okay,
Do you want
we've got a sombrella awning. Trying to get a picture for you. We've got a sombrella awning on a 1-inch square tube aluminum frame, and it is 40 inches high, 3 feet out, with a 1-foot valance, about 10, 11-inch valance, and the letters are about, I guess about 7 inches.
Okay. Just the name of the business and the address.
The Blue Horse Boutique.
Does this awning cover the existing Blue Horse sign?
Well, what it will do is, right now, there's a box sign, as shown in the picture at the bottom.
What happens to the existing sign?
The existing sign will be taken down, and, whatever the owner decides to do with it, they're going to take it. We are going to put the awning in that area. The awning width is 14 foot 6 inches. That covers pretty much that aluminum siding. Now, as you see in the picture at the bottom, you've got a 1 foot area on the left of the box sign and a 1 foot area on the right of the box sign, which makes that 13 foot 6, the box sign, and we're replacing it with a 14 foot 6 awning. So that whole area where the sign is will be covered with awning.
Okay, what about the wall? Like if I'm standing under the awning and I'm looking at the wall where the sign, that box sign has been removed, what will I see?
Well, that will be aluminum underlay, and there's a good chance that it'll be in great condition. Might need to be cleaned up a little bit.
Okay.
So the existing vertical siding will be exposed, is what you're saying?
The aluminum underlay will be exposed.
Right. Okay. And do you have any knowledge of how the current box sign is fastened to that?
Well, it doesn't look like there's any fasteners visible. I didn't put that sign up. They might have. What they probably did was they probably found studs behind them, and when they took the face out, they just drilled right through the studs, and then put the face over it.
So how would those mounting points be repaired in the existing sign?
Well, there probably will be holes. Again, I haven't taken it down. I don't know.
And there's probably an electrical utility box because it looks like it's an illuminated sign.
Well, they're probably one of those small boxes.
And that's got holes.
All right. Well, you know the drill. You just got to repair.
Oh yeah. If it's way out of the, if it's not clean, I'm sure they're going to take care of it. And in fact, we'll go on record making it clean. They're not going to invest all that money.
Okay.
Okay, so it's understood that will be repaired or restored to look like the pieces that I can see here outside of the box sign. This section here,
That'll be covered
the
up.
rest of the sign will look like.
Yeah.
That'll be
Wait.
covered up.
Is there something mounted on the wall there? No, the awning hangs off of here, right?
Yeah, right underneath that little protrusion, the awning will start. I don't know what you call that. That little wood cornice.
Yeah.
Pigeon stoop.
Is it a box gutter maybe?
Okay, am I misunderstanding something?
The bottom of your
The
awning,
awning comes
will the
out
door
here.
swing clear of that?
Is there something against
That's
the
going to
wall?
be above the
That's
height of the
what I'm
door,
talking
right?
about.
Yes.
The bottom comes off here,
Because I
Yes.
noticed the door on the
It's just gonna
left-hand
be the
side appears
exposed
to
side.
be taller.
Yeah, yeah.
but I want it to all look like that. I want
The
it
top of the door?
I'm sure it
Is that
does.
what I'm-
Well, our awning will stop at the bottom of that
It's got to repair.
at the bottom of that vinyl
I'm sure they'll want.
overlay.
Oh, that's
yes.
the depth to the bottom of the drop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Who checks on that?
No.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll use Z-clips that'll be inside the awning.
The address of the door on the left is what?
118.
So both of those doorways have the same address?
I believe they do. I believe they do.
It looks to me like the one on the left might go upstairs, and the one on the right is into the store.
Yeah, the one on the right has 118 over it right now. You can see it in the photograph.
Yeah.
The right one goes into the store.
All those, there's a series of, starting at Wayne Sport, well, that entire block, one door is on the ground level, the next door is a step up. If you go down to the next storefront, it's up 3 steps. There's no
Typically
rhyme or
those-
reason over the
Typically,
years.
doors that are up a step are going to the second floor.
Right.
So my observation and question is, if 118 is the door on the right, I would ask that you put the 118 on your drop awning on the right, because my guess is the door upstairs is a different address, and it may be confusing to somebody in an emergency.
Okay. Okay, so the 118 goes on the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that appears to be the door that is in fact labeled 118 in the existing at least.
On your photo.
Yeah.
Okay, we move it from the left to the right.
Right.
Okay.
Are you going to put boutique on the awning? I know you said it's blue. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't look at yours. I was just looking at this. Well, you have two different things.
Well, when I handed it in, we were still in a state of flux with the owners are Amanda Holmes and Courtney Davis, and they wanted a horse. Their logo is the blue horse with the horse in the middle, and they had asked me if they could put the logo on top of the valance, and I told them that that was not allowed.
On the slanted part?
That was not allowed.
You mean on the slope?
On the slope, yeah.
Can't do it.
Not allowed. So that, I told them that. They understood that. They even talked about going in front of the zoning hearing board, and I told them it's nowhere in Radnor Township, and they, you know. But it would have been a nice thing for them in this situation with the big horse. But we toyed with the idea of putting a horse in between the letters, and it would be so small, rendering it insignificant. So to answer your question, we went from Blue Horse to Blue Horse Boutique, and that was my error on the elevation.
Okay.
But it's going to be upper and lower case then?
Yeah. Just like you see the
You
logo
could-
right here.
That's actually nicer,
I think that's nicer. You could probably get the horse in, but you can put the horse on the window.
Well, that's what I told them. I said they could put the horse all over the place on the window, like maybe 3 horses at the top, 20% of the window. They've got a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
They did not, Amanda and Courtney did not indicate any, strong desire for window lettering at this point.
All right, I think we're done.
Okay, looks good.
I'll make a motion that DRB 0932 for Blue Horse be approved with the awning, with the proviso that the letters spell Blue Horse Boutique in a combination of upper and lower case as shown in the overhead projection, and that the 118 address be moved to above the right-hand door, which apparently is the 118 doorway.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you, Don. Move on to DRB-09-33, Finer Things Annex at 114 East Langstrad.
Where is this?
116,
It's next door to
So
the
this is next
the other
door,
one.
right?
just to the
Oh, it's
right.
next door to...
Moving right down the pike.
Just a hair.
This is, the annex is a S.W. Bages property, and their tenant, Alicia Eager and Marie Delaney, they're Radnor Township residents, are opening up, I guess, an antique store. And they couldn't be here, too, because they're on vacation. I wish I was, but had to be here tonight. But they, Joe Birch is here tonight. We all know Joe. And he represents S.W. Bages. It is a Sunbrella awning. Actually, there's 2 put together. It is one address. Joe, you want to say anything?
What
do you mean it's one
I'm a little
address?
confused on what's Finer Things versus Annex. Is this one store, or is this a new?
It's one store.
But is it a different location than they have now, or something?
It's one store. The annex is actually the apartments on the upper floors.
Oh.
Similar to what the last one you saw, both doors were actually 118.
Oh, okay.
In this instance, the address is actually 116 for both of them. But Finer Things is the retail store on the ground floor, and then the door to the right, as you would approach it, that is the entrance to the apartments on the 2nd and 3rd floor.
Just out of curiosity, why do you call it annex?
Because it's run out of the Wayne Hotel. That's why you see the same coloring.
Is it for extended stay
Exactly.
guests?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, is it more apartment-like? You know, if you were going to be here for a few weeks, you would,
Maybe even a year.
Okay.
It's probably, I believe, on rolling like 4-month leases up to a year. They're furnished apartments, so.
and they've been working on them steadily, right? I've been seeing construction, right? They've been,
We finished in June.
Oh.
June 1st, so that's why this is finally here.
okay.
Now, will this awning line up horizontally with the one that we just saw? It's the same height, I see 40 inches. Are they going to be in a dead
No.
heat across, or no?
No. Because I believe
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
you
go
can
into the
see here.
Blue Horse, you walk into the
Splits
Blue
the
Horse on grade.
Yes.
And I believe they have steps up just inside of it.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, I
right.
see what you're
Where
saying.
on our property, you have the 2 steps outside. You can see, I don't know if you can quite
So
see
this will
it.
be actually slightly higher than the one that we just saw to the
Yes.
left side?
The way that this awning was set up, we're 7'6" clear from the door, from the landing. So I believe we're probably in the range of, it's 2 steps up, they're probably 8 inches, so we're about 16 to 18 inches higher.
Okay.
So it's not a near miss, it's a definite step.
It's a mess, yeah.
All right.
So it's pronounced, that miss. So, Joe, how close will the 2 awnings be to one another? I know they're not going to be on the same level, but there'll be a little space, this white,
There will be a space. I believe the point, our point was we went maybe 6 inches into the left-hand side of our storefront, but we're not going to the far edge of our property. So there is a gap, I want to say about 6 to 9 inches between the awnings.
that's nice. Who's next door to you with the blue awning? Is that,
The food store.
Your
the
gourmet
restaurant.
kitchen?
oh, your gourmet kitchen, yeah, and their awning is probably closer to your height? They have steps
They will
outside.
go back down because as you approach their door, their steps are inside of their storefront.
Okay,
Not quite the
that's
same as
right.
Blue Horse, so you kind of take one step in, then you step up, reach their door and go in.
Right.
The same way Wayne Art Supply is.
Okay.
So there's a,
So they'll be around the same level as the Blue Horse, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And question, are we going to have upper and lower case, or is it going to be all caps?
the annex
Well-
will be all caps.
Yeah, all caps. We all agreed, I think, on the drawings, that that's pretty much the fonts we're going to use. Now, if you take a look at the side versions over here will be the cutout, because there's a very large protrusion, a couple inches from the wall, so that cutout will not be seen. That's where the 2 awnings will join. Now,
Okay.
what you see at the bottom are the end pieces.
Okay.
They're going to be 2 awnings, very,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it won't be one continuous one.
I understand
It'll
it.
be 2 separate frames.
We're
They may be clipped and joined together where they meet, but for the most part, it's 2 separate, just for flexibility.
Okay. I hadn't thought about this before. We're always talking about putting street address on for emergency purposes. But how would an ambulance know if it's 116 ground floor, 116 second floor? It's same with the 118 address.
I know we have the 118 on our door going upstairs.
it's one address, right?
With one, yeah.
116.
One-
It's
oh.
all one address, sorry.
Yeah, I just
118.
hadn't, it's not really your responsibility. I guess it's something. Well, I think it looks nice.
Yeah,
You guys?
I do.
Yeah, it looks fine, as long as the step is not a near miss, I think it's okay.
Okay. Tony, you okay?
I'm fine.
All right. Do we
Great.
want to have a motion now?
Thanks, Joe.
I'll move that DRB 0933 for Finer Things and the annex at 114 East Lancaster be approved for an awning sign, or actually awning signs as submitted.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is DRB-09-34, Eagle Village Shops, 503 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne. Known to us as Spread Eagle Village.
Yeah.
Formerly Spread Eagle Village.
All right.
That's
Good
Formerly
evening.
what?
Spread Eagle Village.
right. We're going through
Can you tell us who you are and so forth?
I'm Donna Torby, General Manager of the Shopping Center. We're undertaking a new branding campaign with logo and color palette and imagery that we're going to use in our branding efforts to try and create a new market for the shopping center.
Okay, good.
I'm Jeffrey
Same
Martin.
ownership as the Spread Eagle Village, or are you the new owner?
No, it's the same ownership. We represent Dorrance Hamilton.
I see.
I'm Jeffrey Martin from JTA Associates, and the architect working with Village Associates on their signage. We're here tonight to do 3 new monument signs in the same location where the existing signs are. 2 on Lancaster Avenue and 1 on Eagle Road. We're proposing to do a stone monument that's 8.5 feet long, and the top of our sign 8 feet high, but that does not include the address. And we met with Matt. He said that 503 could be in addition to the 8 feet.
Well, you're going to have to say that again. I missed that. I'm sorry.
This 503 is above 8 feet.
Just the
and he said
address.
what?
Matt said it was
that's
okay.
Matt.
He didn't give us any notes.
So is this one design then going to be used in 2 spots? Is that the idea?
All 3 spots,
All 3
yes.
spots, okay.
Okay, so what?
And it's double-faced and...
Double-sided on the 2 on Lancaster Avenue, single-sided on Eagle Road. Now, the one inaccuracy on the little color printout, the colors did not print too well.
Oh,
George's sign, we're actually reusing. We're going to take his sign off the existing monument, and it's red. And this is a color match
Right.
over
Okay.
here. So that, it came out a little purple in the printout.
Can we see those chips, please?
The red is George's sign. The kind of beige color, the cream color, is the outline, the woodwork on the sign. The light gold is the background of the sign. And then the deep purple would be the lettering and the logo.
And the George's lettering is white, right?
George's lettering is white. Well, his sign background is red with white lettering.
The gold and the purple are iconic imagery we're using for our branding.
What's the nice
What
colors?
are those PMS colors? I like the gold and the purple. Are they what are indicated down here?
Yes, they're on the small.
Didn't print very well.
And what color brick? Just red?
For the brick, yes, just red brick.
Red or burgundy red?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Red
Red
or
or dark red?
darker burgundy-ish?
No, not a dark red.
Okay.
In fact, there's a lot of brick in the sidewalks at Eagle Village,
Yeah,
and we're really just going to match the brick that's in the sidewalks there.
Okay.
it'll be very nice, I'm sure. So sign-wise, are we good? Because, you know what, I don't think.
Oh, this is a sample of our stone.
Right.
It's pretty. The 8 feet wide, the monument, is there any?
So it's just 2 monument signs, that's it.
Three. One on Eagle
One
Road.
on Eagle.
Okay.
30 square feet, 8 feet high.
Oh, here's where they're located.
There's this, we have 8.
Oh, I see.
Okay, just the sign is
Yeah.
30 square feet. Do we have any regulations about the monument base? Okay.
No,
All
basically.
right, good. The base will look, this is,
Okay,
Like
and they're
everything
10
she
feet
does,
from the
it's gonna look
cartway.
nice.
Oh, thanks.
So what do you guys think?
Looks very
I think it's
nice.
look good, very nice.
Okay.
Nice
No
change.
illumination of any type, or?
The current signs have ground spotlights, and we're just going to reuse those.
Okay,
They're existing ground lights.
Yes.
all right. All right, somebody want to make a motion then?
Go ahead,
You
Mike.
drove all the way
Your
down.
turn.
I'll make a motion that DRB 09-34 for Eagle Village Shops at 503 East Lancaster Avenue be approved for 3 monument signs as submitted.
Is there a second?
I accept
Second.
it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks.
Thanks very much.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, item number 9 is DRB-09-35 Devon Square Shopping Center. an application for a building addition. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you tonight?
Good.
You're ganging up on us, there's three of you.
We'll try our best. We'll keep numbers low. My name is Michael Kissinger with Pannoni Associates. I'm a civil engineer representing Westover Companies, the owner and operator of the Devon Square Shopping Center. With me tonight is Dave McManus with Westover Companies and Craig Huff, the architect for the project. We have a final conditional approval from Radnor Township for our land development, and as part of the conditions, Dan Malloy asked us to come to you. He asked us to put in an architectural offset on the property, on this facade, and we're here tonight to get your opinion and hopefully recommendation for the architectural offset that Dan was looking for. Oh, sorry, Mr. Malloy. So just as a quick background, if you're familiar with the site, it's an existing Kmart and Acme. The majority of the site located within Tredyffrin Township along Lancaster Avenue. On the Radnor face of this property, there is the former Johnny Cabo's or Rusty Scupper.
Right.
That property is to be demolished, and we are looking to expand on the Radnor side, putting a face to the Radnor side of the shopping center. If you can see some of the pictures we provided, the facade that currently is in the Acme, on the Radnor portion of Sugartown Road is very nondescript. It's a cinder block wall painted. The rest of the center, as you can see, and also in the photos depicted, is what we're looking for to do and continue on the Radnor side in our new strip center. So basically, along our footprint, thank you. What we have done is offset the structure as it comes down this long face. This long face is, I believe, around 200 feet long. So what we have done is added an architectural element with a bump out in the canopy, as well as a small tower, as seen in this sketch here, which mimics the rest of the center. Our real goal here is to continue the shopping center around the edge of the corner, giving more life to the Radnor portion of this center.
So even though it crosses two townships, it will look the same.
Exactly.
I applaud that. I think that's great.
Mm-hmm. So is Johnny Cabos now parking places?
Yes,
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 okay.
yes.
Good,
So
I mean,
the projected bump out's about 3 feet, is that right? Yes.
Yes,
Where? Which?
it's right here,
Oh,
right by the handicap spaces.
right, okay. Okay.
so how many square, not that it matters really in this hearing, but how many, or meeting, but how many square feet are you adding in terms of, is it retail space? Or?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is retail space. It is plus or minus 15,000 square feet, just over 10,000 in Radnor, 4,000 and change is in Tredyffrin.
Okay.
The new facade is showing
So much better.
low-pitch gables every so many feet. And the existing facade has none of that. What was the thinking there?
Might have to.
It looks better.
If you look at the existing facade, there's no large expanse of canopy. From the corner of the existing GameStop store to the large monument tower is only about 60 feet. Okay, 60 feet. When you turn the corner and start to go down a larger expanse, we just thought that it needed a little dressing up.
It looks nice.
I'm a little confused, though, because the little aerial rendering, the study rendering, shows just gables, but proposed color scheme shows something that looks...
That's based on a comment that was made by the building.
Well, that's that one middle piece.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
What middle piece? The middle piece on the other
See,
facade? On the Acme
it's
face?
here. No.
Oh.
Here's his addition.
Yeah.
And originally, I guess originally it was designed like that.
Oh, okay, so that's
And
when
then- but
the
now
addition came.
It's bumping out.
Now,
With
does
that
this-
little extra piece.
Does the
Yeah.
sidewalk, oh, I see, I'm sorry, I didn't read the rendering very well. Does the sidewalk extend out past the pillared area, the overhang?
Only the entrance points.
Yes. There will be a grass strip. It's a sizable grass strip with entrances to the handicap spaces and as needed to the different.
Is it, potentially could a restaurant be in there?
We actually are not sure about tenants at this point. We are calling it retail. Right.
Yeah.
But we have nothing.
What I was just thinking is that eating outside has become, very, very popular in Radnor. We keep approving outdoor seating, so I was thinking, boy, if that awning covered area left space for tables, be nice for, in case one of the future tenants was a restaurant.
Well, actually, it looks like the ends of your site plan have larger areas that could be used for end cap restaurant kind of thing.
I was just thinking covered is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, in our parking calculations and in our minds, we've always somewhat allocated a 3,000 square foot area that could be restaurant in the future if need be. But that would be the size we're looking at. But like you said, there are areas on the sides, on the two ends, and there could be something probably done on the sidewalk.
In this rendering, what is this little building right here?
In our original, in the first iteration here in
Yeah.
Radnor, which might have been almost a year ago at this point, we had a second building, a pad site, in that corner, which after going through the planning commission there and in Tredyffrin, that pad site was removed.
Okay, looked nice.
What's your signage approach going to be to this? You have, I'm seeing panels kind of, at least in this one rendering. Are they going to actually be panelized areas that are dedicated to signage? And if so, what's the scheme of that?
We'll carry on.
Yeah, our goal is to match the photo of, let's say, the front facade where you show a GameStop and a Supercuts and a Cleaners. That would be the goal, but at this point, we don't have tenants locked down. So we would come back.
So that would be a non-differentiated band, is what you're saying? So the panels I'm seeing here wouldn't be there?
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
But the DS,
The Devon Center, I'd like to do something like that. That would be either the center's logo or the developer's logo.
But it's going to be Devon Square, not Center. Are you going to call it Devon Center?
No, Devon Square.
Devon Square, okay.
If I can, it could also be a corporate logo of Westover Companies, which is a tree that we used in some of our other centers. So rather than the DS, it could be the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
We understand before you put that up, you'll need to come back for
Understood.
that. Okay.
Right. And the tenants may have
And,
something to say about it
all the
also.
tenants will have to
Yeah.
come in, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you a question too on the, I don't know which direction this is, I'd say southwest. You have 2 loading spaces and then you say a dumpster pad
Yes.
on the site plan? Is there a fence or wall along, separating like the sidewalk and the ADA ramp and the loading area?
There currently is no treatment between the two. At some point, we were discussing grade and everything else, but currently there is nothing proposed in that area. There is a significant amount of landscaping in that area, but no physical structure. There's 2 large trees, 2 Zocovas.
Well, I'll tell you, we don't like dumpsters out exposed. We require them to be either fenced in or probably more heavy-duty evergreen type.
either an evergreen hedge or a fence. And if you were going to go with actually, if you go either way, I would suggest that you might want to look at rerouting that sidewalk so that the folks walking down the sidewalk don't have to go right next to the dumpsters and then kind of come back forward again. Wouldn't it make more sense for that to tie into the front walkway?
Good point.
That sidewalk is for loading purposes. There's a hallway behind, if you were to, like this expansion. Try to look at it here. It's not intended for general public to use that walkway. The only real people walking that would be for tenants. If you look at this layout plan.
Handicap spots have curb cuts too.
If you look at the layout
Doesn't that
plan.
tie into the sidewalk on the street and comes all the way around?
It does. I mean, in today's day and age, loading can be done many different ways. It can be done with with a loading dock and an 18-wheeler. It can be done with a DHL truck who happens to park wherever they want. So what we've done is provided sidewalk and adequate circulation for whatever situation would happen. We understand what you're saying. We can separate the sidewalk from the dumpster pad that runs, I don't know which direction there, but we can put in a screen that would be parallel with a facade that would protect the dumpster, or I'm sorry, hide the dumpster.
Yeah, hide the dumpster from the street and the parking area, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But we would still provide the sidewalk that maneuvers behind it for
That's fine.
tenant loading purposes.
All right.
That's fine.
Okay.
Your lighting diagram here, I mean, obviously you've met all the requirements for the foot candles and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Do we have any cut sheets on proposed lighting fixtures, parking lot?
I do not have pictures of them with me. However, I will say that they're the same fixture that is in the rest of the facility. That also is in Tredyffrin. And along Sugartown Road is the Radnor standard streetlight.
Are they
So,
white light?
White, no, I don't believe they are.
They're not,
Were they like,
they're not mercury vapor or sodium vapor.
I don't think they're sodium.
The metal halide?
I think the metal halide.
are they like shoebox type fixtures? You know?
I believe they are.
They're a shoebox fixture. I think it's a little bit nicer than your typical shoebox fixture. I'm sorry that I don't have a picture
The
of it.
fixtures that we're going to use are the ones that are actually in Tredyffrin.
Just make sure it's white light,
White
The
light.
ones in Radnor are.
not
older
purple, not
The ones in
yellow,
Radnor are
not
what?
orange.
Are older fixtures that will be replaced with the ones that have been used over in the main shopping center.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Did you have to present before 2 townships?
Yes. And we're very tired.
Multiple times.
No wonder it's busy. When do you, say all systems are go, when do you foresee beginning construction?
It's
But
going to
they
be
don't have
a
a
rush.
design review board, do they? They just have zoning. They don't have a design review board as well.
Is that Easttown or Tredyffrin?
Tredyffrin.
Tredyffrin.
We have full approvals in Radnor, final land development approval conditioned on your recommendation tonight. We have preliminary approval in Tredyffrin, and Tredyffrin is waiting for this approval before we can move on. So that's where we
We
are.
could start prior to winter. It's looking more like it's probably a springtime.
Okay.
Can
Make sure
I-
the lighting fixtures are white light, not
Lighting fixtures are white.
purple or orange or,
Yeah, no sodium,
Right.
right?
all right?
This is personal comment, for what it's worth. Your little bump out piece, it's a nice idea. I personally have a thing about putting a column in the middle of something like that. And I wonder, did you look at maybe pairing the columns on either side of that to accentuate it more as an entrance?
Well, the problem is, it's not an entrance.
It could be an architectural detail, or a place where you put the tree, or some other, couldn't you do that?
Well, I
Some-
think it's,
what?
you know, architecturally,
Well,
it's
his-
telling me
their
that that's
logo
Oh, the
for
logo.
Westover, yeah.
that's an entry, it's a central focus point, if you will.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
I
why
know
they-
you can walk in anywhere, but visually, that's saying, this is a more important anywhere than the other anywheres. It's just a comment, as I said, it's a personal comment.
He's saying upplay it by taking out the center column and making it look more visually like this
Or
is.
shifting, you know, adding a column and shifting so that there's a pair of columns on the end.
Is it the center of that facade?
It's in the center of the long facade.
Of that facade, yeah.
Yeah. It's an odd place to put a column, architectural.
Right. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
And we still.
What's your feeling on it? Am I crazy here?
It doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
If it were the entrance, absolutely.
Yeah, you know,
If it's a
anyway,
little odd anyway.
I'm not gonna
yeah,
go
because
to
you
the wall.
also, you have
Yeah,
this
me neither.
you have this parking
But it does
thing
bug me.
off-center
It does
here.
bug me.
You know, it's not gonna, you know how you have
Well,
this,
that
the
could all be
parking?
moved.
You could shift that. I don't know, I wouldn't have to redraw
All I
the
have to do is
parking
put
for
two
them, but.
columns in. It's just
You don't
put
want to
it-
make them go back. I mean, would that make you go back in front of the other town, or is that de minimis?
No, they have to go back to the other town, but you
They're
would
waiting, but they have to have our approval to go forward. So if we don't approve it, we say you gotta make changes.
Yeah, I think that's.
Can you afford to add an extra column?
Well, what's, the deal with the fence is a definite must, so.
Yes, that's not a problem.
The issue with the landscape.
Yes.
Yeah. But you're okay with that?
This is only,
Oh, yeah.
this is only a personal thing, and, you know, you're the architect. If you say, hey, I like it that way, then hey.
Well, I like it that way. You asked if it's possible, and I'm trying to think.
Okay.
I can't say, no, it's impossible. That would be ridiculous. Yes, it's possible. I think there's other complications, because we looked at different locations. I hesitate to go the next step, which is, yeah, I'll show you alternatives, because we're not going to get the approval we need anyway.
Okay.
So I'm kind of trapped between a rock.
Are those
and a rock.
columns
That's how I
structural or are they
can
cantilevered? Or is
respond to
that
it.
cantilevered above?
Oh, they're holding up the
Are
roof. Yeah, they're holding up the wall.
The columns are structural.
The columns are structural, yes.
Oh, okay.
Really, I think it creates a uniformity to have them all that way, so.
Yeah.
you know,
I rest my
You
observation.
could go either way, I think.
All right, other comments?
None.
Nope, I like it.
Okay. Does somebody want to make a motion?
Michael's very good with the motion.
I'll attempt a motion. I move that DRB 09-35 for the Devon Square Shopping Center at 222 Sugartown Road in Wayne, Pennsylvania, be approved for the architecture and lighting and landscaping as submitted, with the caveat that a screening wall or screening landscape device be placed between the dumpster area and the parking area, and that the public sidewalk portion be placed on the outboard side of the screening device.
Is there a
And
second?
all lighting
Second.
be
Oh, and lighting not be sodium
white.
vapor?
Right. All lighting not be sodium vapor.
Okay.
white halide, sodium.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
very much.
Thank
All
you.
right, good luck. Okay, 10th item on the agenda tonight is DRB-09-36, Health Power at 120 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne, for a proposed awning.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Lisa Liu. I'm here to be his interpreter. He speaks Mandarin only.
Can you speak in that microphone?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just better for you.
Thank you. I think he submitted all the paperwork that you guys need, all the materials that we need for 120 East Lancaster Avenue. I'm just here for his interpreter. I don't have any knowledge about the sign.
Oh,
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
The address of the sign is
120 East Lancaster Avenue.
120 East, okay.
Okay, here, the insurance.
Ah, right.
Okay. Well, there are some problems.
It's next to the Blue Horse.
Yes.
Yeah. It's 120. It's burgundy color. It's in white writing.
Okay, are you going to address that?
Is the maximum drop is 12 inches, right?
It doesn't say that, but that's what we've always asked for.
It doesn't say that? What
No,
does say?
it says that the lettering, all the lettering has to be within 14 inches from the base of the awning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because otherwise the shape could be,
And the lettering can't be more than 8 inches.
because this
So-
shape, I mean, this shape is obviously not prohibited or anything.
Well, this lettering is pushing
Right.
24 to 30 inches.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
code says that an awning sign of what this is, that the highest letters can only be 8 inches high. And this awning is 48 inches, and if you just look at Health Power, that would seem to be well over 8 inches.
And the letters must be at the bottom 14 inches of the sign, of the
Why don't
cover.
we just show her how to
Yeah.
redesign it?
Right.
Why don't we,
Here.
if we can show you what's required. Michael can show you.
Well, you can show like
14
the
is
blue,
the magic number.
whatever.
Yeah, let me get the blue.
It has to be within the 14 inches.
Okay.
That's where the letters can go.
Do you have one to show her?
But the biggest letter can be only
This?
8 inches
Do you want the
high.
blue one?
That's the letter size. Okay, so 8 inches high for the letter, but it has to be within the 14 inches at the bottom.
too high, yes. And the letters are too big. So here's one we just approved. The bottom is 12 inches. These letters were no higher than 8 inches tall, the height of the letter itself. And it's within the bottom 14 inches of the sign. That's a township requirement.
Maybe we should.
You know what?
Maybe we should.
Oh, Dom?
Where's the sign? You know what, but maybe we could give you this to take to your sign guy. We'll tell you how it would need to be done to comply.
We gave him all the requirements, and we told him that's the township requirement.
Really?
He didn't read it.
Well, yeah, because because there are the things yeah, right. But we can show you what needs to be on there, or what can be on there.
So that's the only problem?
Well, that's not the only
Well,
problem.
that's-
The main problems.
The main problem, but what's the material of the fabric?
It's umbrella.
It is
umbrella,
umbrella. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Well,
that's okay.
That's okay.
That's
That's good.
fine. But the other problem with it is, on an awning sign, you're not allowed to put acupressure or Swedish massage.
Oh, okay.
You can, like this, you can put the name of the company, the address, and the phone number, if you want the phone number, and he's got the phone number.
You know what you can do, though? On the glass window, you can get, it's like stickers. They're not, what do you call it?
Vinyl. They're
No,
vinyl.
not a poster. Sorry, you could do a poster, but it won't look nice. It's vinyl letters that actually stick to, I wish I had a picture of somebody's.
And he could put acupressure and Swedish massage down there.
And, yeah, and that will
On
show
vinyl
up
letters,
nicely. He can cover
20%.
20% of his window he can cover with that, with the services that are offered there. You think
Is that really the phone number?
No, he's
It can't
just a
be
placeholder.
215.
I was going to say, you got a heck of a phone number
We
there.
like it, 888. To our Chinese, it's a very
Good luck number, yeah.
number.
Yeah.
That's why we put it in, whenever they
Yeah, and it's
See if you can get it.
also not 215 area code.
Tell him you want
Well, you never know, maybe they
888.
got a bunch of locations, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would look, so this is the entrance of the business, right? It's double doors in.
Yes, that's the
And
one.
then I'm guessing this would be like a waiting or a sitting area. So
Yeah, and this is the wide open the window.
Mhm.
And that's the door to the second floor of the
Yeah.
apartment.
So here, you could do like the lettering right here, and, you know,
Could
you can
say
cover,
acupressure.
you could say acupressure, massage, whatever. You can actually have it go around this side here, which is nice because it points to, these are your doors now. And so we're saying, it can say Health Power, letters have to be smaller, and it should have your address, which is 120?
120?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told them.
Now, here,
Do we have other problems?
The
No.
address does not have to go on the sign, on the awning. It can go on the door, if
Yes,
you want
it's
that.
on the door.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but you
If
can
you
put
don't want
it.
it on the awning, you don't have to have it on the awning.
You know, you could take this other guy's,
Yeah.
take that, yeah, and see if maybe.
this, yeah, you can take this.
It looks like a simpler construction.
Yes.
Maybe it would be,
Yeah.
That's
Wouldn't
next
think-
door to you, too. so.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Okay,
think
so,
it would be
so I'm gonna write on here, letters, 8 inches max, 8 inches high, maximum. And the top of letters, the top of this letter has to be within 14 inches of the bottom of the awning. Does that make sense? Maximum 14 inches above bottom of awning.
see if I can find a picture of vinyl letters on the door.
And no acupressure.
Oh, okay.
Store name, telephone number, and address. That's what allowed.
What is a Swedish massage? I mean, I've been around.
You don't get them in Germany.
Tony, you should say that on TV.
What is a Swedish massage? How does that differ from?
随地是瑞典，是瑞典的，拿石头那种，是瑞典的。
Okay.
随地是就是小劲儿的粘头。
Very gentle. He said it's a small thing, gentle.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. When is he trying to open his business?
August the 15th.
You can put temporary sign up
Can we? It's a state farm, so we can put temporary sign.
right over the top.
cover it
Yeah.
now.
But we need them to come back,
You know what?
right?
See this?
Okay.
Yeah, but it's too
That's
big
a
of a change.
plastic covering over this box sign. You notice that? Yeah, so you could probably go to a sign company, get you know, and a plastic covering. Do you think Don did that? You might as well ask him.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think he did it.
Well, do you
What,
want
the horse
his name?
sign? No, he didn't, because he said he didn't know how it was attached.
Oh, that's
or
right.
anything else.
No,
He could do you a temporary sign, though. Here's his, this is the fellow who was here earlier, and that's his phone number. But you're going to have to return to us next month with a redesigned sign, the final sign. And if he wants, if you could get it redesigned and show it to Matt at the township before, then what happened tonight won't happen again. That way you can be sure that when you come in, you'll get approved, okay?
Should I take this here?
Sure.
yeah.
Well, you,
The
no,
fabric
let's,
is all fine, but
okay, all right.
you want to keep
Take
it?
this too, so you know what the this is, you saw it on the front of the building, so you can ask, can you do something like that for us to get that up?
Okay. Thank you.
Did
All
you
right.
understand everything that's needed? Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So do we have a motion?
Well, do you make a motion when
I
someone's
will.
going
Yeah,
to
you
come
do.
back?
Yeah, you do.
All
I
right.
move that DRB 0936 for Health Power at 120 East Lancaster Avenue be tabled
Oh, that's good.
till the next meeting or reapplication. for the
Right.
sign.
And the reason's just,
So
Is
that they
this-
can
this-
conform
so
with
they
the
have an
code
opportunity.
as we described.
okay. And we would suggest that he show a redesign to Matt Bauman prior to coming back in, and a temporary sign is okay.
Second?
Second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Third?
Aye. Okay. Okay, we're getting down to the wire. Item number 11 is DRB-09-37, J.D. McGillicuddy's Pub, 110 North Wayne Avenue.
No, they're not.
They're
coming.
not coming. Okay.
They're not doing that.
We know that for sure? How did you know that?
Peggy told me that. When I was
Okay.
here.
So J.D. McGillicuddy's is not here, right? Okay, then we'll go to our last item on the agenda, which
What
is...
happened to this one? Am I the only one with this? Is this old?
What?
Jeffrey Goldstone. Wasn't that on a list? I thought maybe it was on one I got at home.
Could we just discuss the McGillicuddy sign in case?
I don't think they're coming. I
No,
think that's not
There's
going to
no
happen.
applicant, so.
Well, it looks higher than 15 feet.
But it's not going to happen.
Apparently it's
Peggy
not
told me that
happening.
sign is not going to happen.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So we just,
All right, so let's move on to the last item on the agenda, which is DRB-09-38, which is Color Me Mine at 109 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne.
Hello,
Good evening.
how are you?
Good, good, thank you. Okay, if you could just,
My name is Kathy Horfar. I'm one of the owners of Color Me Mine. I've been there for about 3 years, although the studio's been there closer to 12. And we had a sign.
do you want to just say something? I mean, I think people know who you are and what you all do,
It's
but
an
you're on
opportunity to
TV.
tell
If
the
you want to tell
township.
Township what you do.
Speak
Free
into the microphone.
advertising.
It's a
get a
paint
quick
your
promo
own,
tonight.
paint your own pottery studio located at 109 West Lancaster Avenue, right next door to the movie theater. And come in, paint your pottery, and we glaze and fire it. Come back in a week and pick it up. It's a great fun activity for bonding with your children, or girls' night out, or
You do parties?
we do a lot of birthday
Lot of
parties.
birthday parties.
Yes, bachelorette parties, showers.
Oh.
We go out to a lot of camps. We have a lot of in-house camps. We've done actually the township camp here with the summer camp program through the township. So
Did you take your things there to them
Yeah.
and they,
yeah,
oh,
we go
nice.
to
I didn't know
school.
you
We
did.
do a lot of schools, a lot of off-site events. So we're on the go, and we do a lot of stuff inside too. So we have our kilns in the studio. We fire everything right there on site. So I'm here tonight to do our new sign, proposed sign. Unfortunately, the old one that had been there some 10 to 12 years fell. Luckily,
Whoa.
nobody got hurt, so I'm very thankful about that. But we do have a new sign we'd like to propose tonight, and it goes along with our corporate franchise logo. And I think you guys have copies of the new sign, so.
Do you have a photo of the building before the sign fell, by any chance?
There is one at the, before the.
Yeah, just what the
no,
old, I want to see what the
I-
old sign looked
I
like.
do not have, it was very much similar to the one at Larman photos, if
oh,
you
it
can
followed
recall.
the old Art Deco.
Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, follow the Art Deco
Really?
sign.
It was
Oh.
a box sign,
When they did the movie house, we asked them to follow the Art Deco spirit of the movie house.
Okay.
And Larman and Color Me Mine at that point did that because you were the adjoining stores. This was, 12 years ago.
So it's a different typeface, you think, than?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But the unfortunate thing about the old sign was that it was so faded, it just faded really into the background that was
Right.
up there. And a lot of my customers couldn't find us just simply because the sign was just not very visible, just kind of blended into the background. So when the sign fell, it was my opportunity to kind of see if I could propose something that would promote my business a little bit more, be more visible, and a fresher look. So.
Okay, I've probably thrown mine
Well, I have
out.
to say, I think it's a very artistic sign. However, it's also on the large size.
It's outside what we've generally approved, especially in the Wayne Business District there. We've had a limit to, I think, 14 inches. And it looks like yours are 2 feet.
Right.
I think I threw mine on the floor.
Well, the capital letters are 2 feet, right?
Yeah.
How big are the small letters? Do we have any idea of that?
I don't have the specific height on the smaller letters.
Right. But we've even required 14 on capital letters when it's both, like Great Harvest.
It's just a question of.
We tried to before because it's one integral structure. We're trying to keep the attitude of the old theater in those buildings, and that's a.
Yeah, I think that was neat, the way it did, the Larman did look and
Yeah.
everything. But, I mean, Griffin Cafe is different, you know, everybody's got their own thing going there.
Griffin's sort of an old style too, though, isn't it? Sort of a
Well, it's
serif face, classic.
Yeah, whereas the other's deco.
Cannot remember what Larman looks like right now, but.
I mean, it's like, you know, I don't know, typeface from
Yeah,
Sting or
okay.
something.
So now we're really going to have 3 different things going there.
And then Wayne Jewelers, though, has an awning.
Yeah, Wayne has a
so,
different.
Yeah.
totally
you know.
different.
I like the logo, but maybe the Color Me Mine could be reduced in height, being a little bit overpowering.
So we could leave the cup with the brush coming out, the height it is, and make the lettering on the
be
Color
honest,
Me Mine?
I think you just shrink the whole thing.
Yeah, I would
Shrink the whole
proportionally
thing?
shrink it. I would.
Okay, by what percent? Let me see, it's,
Well, to be 14 inches. max.
40%
Yeah.
reduction.
Just to help you a little bit.
oh,
That's a pretty, I don't know if you can see the line.
Did you draw that, Joe?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've known the building for a
I gotta
while.
get my glasses.
you're familiar with the area, huh?
Yeah. If you remember the way that we did that, it was a box sign.
Right.
Face of it was dark brown.
Right,
And then we had 3 lines on either side, which would,
That was the Art
that was the Art
touch.
Deco part.
part of it, yes. The lettering really wasn't, I
Oh.
would say, true Art
I
Deco-ish.
can't remember.
If you remember, the one thing that happened like right after, I guess one of the letters, maybe the R, had to have a plastic piece stuck in for the R to complete. And like a week later, it melted in the sun and moved down, so
Oh, gosh.
that was like the one thing about it, the sign did get lost
Yeah.
heading this way because the theater marquee is so predominant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember
It
years
overshadowed
ago-
it.
Yeah, at one point, they were going to look at maybe doing goosenecks to help light the whole box a bit more.
Yeah.
But as you're driving that way, until you're on it, the problem is if you're in the right-hand lane at that intersection, you're stuck, and then there's really no way to turn back around
Right.
quickly. Think as you get through that intersection, we all know that.
No, you're
that
stuck. You have to
area,
go through Landis's or, you know, something, you have to make that U-turn.
You're pretty far down, so.
Okay.
I think if they just reduce the size of it.
Right. You agree?
So are
Everybody
we
agree?
saying that the largest letter should be 14
Yeah.
and proportional reduction?
Yeah.
So this is the corporate logo. The franchise, all the franchises have this.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I see that?
Sure.
So, you know, we allow people to reproduce their logo
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
on
sure.
their signs.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's really cute. What do they have? That's it. I didn't know if there were any other ways that the logo is used.
No, it's
Yep.
primarily the brand recognition.
Mhm.
Apart from the business cards as well.
you want to see that? It's nice looking. Well, I guess I would just, the cup is kind of cool, but it would look odd to leave the cup the same size. It would just be too big.
That'd be my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be out of proportion with the lettering. So if the whole thing gets shrunk down,
14 inches for the tallest.
it looks like that would mean
lettering.
like you'd be taking 6 inches maybe off of those, shrinking them down by 6 inches. Does that sound right to you guys? Because if I look at it's
No, more than
no
that.
more, no, it's
Yeah.
2 feet. It's 24 inches
14,
now.
take it 10.
Sorry, it'd be taken down 10 inches.
Right. And if you look down around the area there, I mean, we've had people come in over the years and say, oh, well, I won't get seen. Like, look at Great Harvest, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's 14 inches, and it's big.
It is big.
And you're right on the
side.
sidewalk. It's not like you're, shopping center or something.
Well,
It's
you know,
not, so it's
I
not
would also point.
proportionate to, I'm sorry,
You
it's
can-
not proportionate to the facing of
No,
where
it's
the
not.
sign goes.
You can take the same exact design that you have there and just shrink it.
Right.
But the other thing you can do, I mean, I was just looking at your really kind of clever logo, which integrates the brush into the mine and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if there was a way to
If
do
you took
that.
that logo exactly off of your business card and stuck it up there, and the biggest letter was 14 inches, it would have a whole different look.
Is
I
it
don't think
wide
it would
enough,
fit.
though?
It might not even fit. right?
It wouldn't fit, I don't think, in
I don't
the,
think it would fit
in that
very-
You might have
space.
to go to 12 or whatever. But, I mean, it's just something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
It would look pretty neat over the door, but it would
Yeah.
have to like jump outside, extend outside the boxed area.
Which is, there's no prohibition against that.
Yeah, can you,
Right? No, not
Yeah.
as long as it's above.
As
and
long
it
as
would
isn't
stand
higher
out
than
probably
15
better.
feet.
So to have it exactly the way it is on, well, here,
Right.
just like that,
You could do that.
and then,
You're talking color me mine. It's a little hard.
Well,
So
imagine,
it will
just
actually
imagine,
jut
here's your business
over.
card. Put that right
Over the door.
there over the door, and the letters would actually be bigger than that. It would probably be,
how would this part be attached? Because there's nothing to support it behind it unless
you still have to have a restway. Well, maybe you could talk to your sign designer.
I
That's
think
up
they
to
can
you.
make it out of an aluminum that's stiff enough for that.
You don't have to do that. We're just saying
That's
we.
just an idea.
Yeah, I
just
don't
an
want
idea.
it
This
to
looks fine
cost you
too.
more money, but I think your logo looks really cool, like your business card and the way it is on the folder.
But
That
this
would look
looks
great
nice,
above.
too. I mean-
This looks really nice.
Yeah, it's just an option, that's all.
Yeah.
So what's the background color? Is it, anything's going to pop out of
Right
that?
now, it's like a dark brown or like chocolatey brown color.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay. We'd like to see the raceway painted the same color,
yeah.
so it'll go
That
disappear.
will be, I think he was trying to show you that that's how it's going to get
Right.
mounted.
Okay.
Is that the same background color that Larman has?
Yeah.
It is, okay. Yeah, so that's good to have them the same.
Okay.
So the background color we wouldn't be able to change the background color.
Are you proposing to?
It would be nice just because it is a dark background color. I was hoping to lighten it up a little bit so that the green would stand out.
Then we should see what it is.
Okay.
And please tell us what Larman's is, but
Okay.
maybe a photograph that shows, the whole front.
Okay, I just used a picture of the
Mhm.
existing sign, well, where
Right,
the sign was.
Yeah.
It's not that dark. I think this will show up fine.
Well, it's her, it's her.
It's your call, sure, but we would want to see the color.
So if I go back to the sign company and say shrink it down, do I need to come back for approval?
No.
No.
But for the change of color, you just need approval?
Yeah, and/or if you wanted to go something different.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's your call.
I mean, we can approve it reduced, and then if you want to come back.
If you want to change your
you can always
mind,
come back.
Okay,
yeah.
I think that would probably be the way to go.
Okay.
But the cup can be, can she size the cup to fit on the panel, but the logo can certainly be bigger than 14 inches?
Yes. Yeah, but I think proportionally you want to, maybe you don't shrink it exactly the
Yes.
same, but,
Because I think in the old logo,
Yeah.
if you remember how this was, the cup actually was applied to the thing, and actually the brush extended larger than the box.
that's fine. We don't have a
Like
problem.
it is here?
Right.
Yes.
Same thing, right?
Well,
But-
within the box, what I should have shown, you know what I mean? It went beyond the box.
Right.
Yeah.
Not larger than the sign panel.
Right.
But yes.
That's fine. Okay, do we have a motion then?
I'll move that DRB 09-38 Color Me Mine at 109 West Lancaster Avenue be approved for a wall sign as submitted with the proviso that it be scaled down so that the tallest letter not exceed 14 inches, and that the logo not exceed the available mounting area of the back.
Is there a second?
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thanks. Good luck. Okay, that's the last item on the agenda. Is there any other new business, old
Is
business?
this lit? Is this lit?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, got it. That's what the raceway
LED.
does?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, then is there a motion to adjourn?
Oh, I have a question. Peggy, what happened to, I think, was this the packet I got in the mail to Jeffrey Goldstone? It was continued?
No, that's why I emailed just saying that it should have been Cappy and Son. and
Oh,
not-
that's what
Yeah.
okay, that's what I missed. Gotcha. Okay, good. So, all these things.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? Did somebody motion?
Oh, I moved that we adjourn.
Okay.
That might be my
Second.
only
All right,
motion.
second, third, all in favor, thank you.